Hey guys, welcome back here to Advanced Bass Fishing, and appreciate you guys joining me for a little quick on the water video here up at Lake of the Ozarks right now. And I want to show you guys one of the funnest and one of my favorite type of structures to fish, especially this time of year, the springtime, early summer, anytime the water's up a little bit. And that's this water willow, this shallow grass, water willow grass. Some people call it gator grass. We call it water willows here. It's common in a lot of lakes across the country and man-made lakes. I've caught them out of water willows all over through Missouri. I've caught them in Oklahoma, Alabama, Georgia, everywhere. I'm going to give you guys some tips and advice on how to fish that stuff today here. Also, guys, two quick things I wanted to remind you of here, just real quick. Solar Bat has got their May sale. About 2 more weeks left on my Solar Bat, my signature series, RB2s and 3s. 40% off, guys, in the month of May, including on prescription lenses. Use the promo code RandyB for free shipping and handling. That link will be in the description. And also, guys, real quick, it has been raining on and off up here at Ozarks today. If you guys want to stay dry and don't want to mess with getting your crotch wet anymore or getting your wrists wet anymore, try this Simms Pro Dry rain gear, guys. I absolutely love this stuff. This is the driest suit I have ever wore. It's a little bit pricey, I'm not going to lie to you, but you're not going to get wet in it. So I'll put the Simms Pro Dry link in the description of this video if you guys are interested in picking a pair up and staying dry. Okay, guys, I'm going to turn the camera on here real quick, and I'm going to show you this, and we'll come back real quick here. Okay, guys, here's what we got. This is the water willow grass here that you see. Now, most of the time, this stuff is going to grow like in the coves on flatter type banks. And you can see here, this is sort of a gravelly, sandy type of an area. This is what it looks like. I'm going to go around this dock and I'll show you some more. Okay, but this water willow grass, guys, it is a great fish holding structure. There's a lot of bait fish that use it. There's a lot of different variables to this stuff, though, as far as what makes it better than others. The water depth that you have in this gator grass is extremely critical in relationship to the water clarity. Now, most lakes that I have ever fished gator grass in, they usually have a little bit of color to it. You don't really find the gator grass on super clear water lakes very often. Most of the time, I guess it's since they like to grow on muddy, flatter type banks, and usually that's a little bit dirtier water. But you usually got stained water, and that's what I like it. I like gator grass to have less than 2 foot of visibility in it. Now, the productivity as far as gator grass has a lot to do with the depth that the gator grass is in, and based upon how dirty the water is, based upon how much water depth you're going to need. If you're in a really dirty lake, you don't need much depth at all. I mean, it's like those fish will get super shallow. Like, for example, right here up at Lake of the Ozarks right now, we got dirty water. The water visibility here where I'm at is about 4 inches. So those fish will get super shallow in this stuff. You turn it around real quick and I'll show you and I'll come back. They'll get super shallow in this stuff right here. Like the water in that gator grass right there is probably, I'm gonna guess, maybe a foot deep or something like that. And that is going to be plenty for a fish when you have like a foot of water visibility, a foot of water depth there. So that's all relative. Okay, given that, based upon, 1 to 2 foot of depth on it, which is I really like, there's a couple different techniques that really work good in. Without a doubt, probably the best technique to fish the gator grass is going to be a swim jig. Swim jig, you can fish it shallow. It's subtle. It doesn't push a lot of water. Doesn't make a lot of vibration. It's really good in this really shallow, skinny water, because when you're talking about super shallow water, less than 2 foot deep, those fish are spooky in there. They don't like to be in that shallow water probably, but they're up there to feed and a little bit of cover. So that swim jig is a really good bait, just fishing it through if you got any lanes in there or just on the edges of it, it's really good. I usually either like a white swim jig or a black one, just depends. But my favorite way, it's fun to catch them on a swim jig, but my favorite way is catching them, pitching and flipping them there. Again, based upon how deep the water willows are, my choices vary. I prefer a jig if they'll bite a jig, but other than that, I catch a lot of them on a smaller soft plastic like a tube or a baby brush hog, something like that, with just heavy enough sinker to get it down in there. You don't want to bomb it with a heavy sinker. So like on my jig, I'm usually using a 3/8 ounce on the jig, and I'm usually using like a 3/16 sinker on my Texas rigs. That's going to be really good with that. Another good way to catch them, especially right off the bat in the morning, is a buzz bait or a popper. gator grass is notorious for being good with the topwater plug right off the bat in the morning or on low light conditions. So a lot of times I'll start out with a buzzer. If the water is really high, maybe a spinnerbait. Say if there's like 2.5 or 3 foot, maybe a spinnerbait, chatterbait, something like that. Buzzer will catch them for sure. I usually start out with a buzzer or a popper, and then I go to the swim jig and pitching and flipping with that. I've also caught them on a floating worm along the edge of there. But anyway, guys, it's very situational because this stuff doesn't stay. It's very, the window for this to work is very small because you're talking about a small fluctuation in the water level will completely pull those fish out of there. I've had situations where there'll be 2 foot of water in these things one day, and you come back the next day and there's 4 inches of water in it. So you sort of have to take advantage of it when you see it. It's like I said, it's something you can't count on. It's a day-to-day thing. Works in a lot of different, type of cloud conditions. I prefer it with not much wind on it. And again, for the most part, you're gonna find it back in the backs of the creeks and the coves, flatter type banks. So anyway, it's a fun way to catch them, guys. A lot of times you can see the fish hit because they're so shallow. Don't pass it up when you see it.